so many people go from investing in single family homes or small multifamily properties, but they don't know how to take that next step, that next level up to the big 200 unit apartment complexes or those big commercial properties. So our guest today, Donato Callahan, he went in a single year from buying his first property, a small house hacking property, to an 172 unit apartment complex, again, in a single year, which I am super excited to delve into with him. Welcome back to the Live Off Rents podcast by Spark Rental. As always, I am your host, Brian Davis, and I am on this journey with you guys to reach financial independence. And every month we get together as a community, we vet different investments together, and I invest my own money in these deals that we are working on. It's my own personal plan for financial independence, and I'm excited to be on this journey very publicly with you guys. So we bring in different outside experts, both within the co-investing club to give presentations and also here on the podcast. So today, once again, we've got Donato Callahan. He is a real estate syndicator. He is the CEO of brightinvestor.com. And Donato, I am really excited to hear how you made that exponential leap from a small multifamily house hacking property to an 172 unit apartment complex in just a single year.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, and I'm happy to dive into it because it is possible. For everyone out there, I was 22. I was technically 21 years old at the time that I started this. So 22 when I bought it. So it is possible no matter what age you are or how much experience you have. And at that point, I knew nothing. So I definitely needed all the help I could get. So it started when I was graduating college and I had tried wholesaling real estate and I knew I wanted to get into something where ownership was the key because I wanted to get paid multiple times for doing something once via rental payments and equity over time. So I was talking to someone, they said, you know what's better than one unit? Two units. You know what's better than two units? Four. And then I went back to them and said, you know what's better than four units? 100 units. And so that got me interested in buying large complexes. So when I was a senior in college, I tried unsuccessfully to purchase a 96 unit building by myself. I found the deal, brought in partners, underwrote it, made the offer, got the offer accepted, graduated college, and then flew out to that property the day after I graduated, basically the next day, and was able to speak with the person on the ground, walk the assets, and find out that it wasn't actually what I thought I was buying. So we tried to negotiate. They said, kick rocks, and I lost a couple $1,000 in my upfront costs, but it taught me a valuable lesson. And the most important part about this is I told people I was doing it. So a month or two later, when I closed my first house hack and I was getting ready to gear up there, an old colleague of mine reached out and said, hey, I'm going to be trying to buy some large apartment complexes and I'm going to go through this education group to learn how to do it. I know you've personally had some hands-on experience trying to do this, so why don't you join with me? I said, let's do it. Why not try? So I worked with them to put together a team, found the right people in the industry, got ourselves educated, and put out dozens of offers. I think I looked at 96 new properties, or sorry, 99 new properties before I actually got one that made sense. So I found the right people, made the right offers, did the work, and partnered with people to close my first 172 unit. I got it under contract around Christmas of 2021, and then was able to close it in summer 2022.
That's awesome, man. There's there's so much in that story that I love and that I want to dig into a little bit. So first of all, kudos to you for buying or trying to buy an apartment complex when you're still in college. I mean, I love the ambition there. Most college students, their greatest ambition is, partying and, maybe trying to line up an entry level job for out of college. So I love that. And you mentioned something in that story that I wanted to make sure we didn't gloss over, and that's the importance of sharing your goals and your ambitions with other people. The act alone of just stating your goals and ambitions, making it public, putting it out there in the universe, that can be really powerful, both mentally in your own head, but also out in the real world. Other people, once they know what you're trying to do, they can help you. And that can help you really accelerate your timeline to achieving some of those goals. So I love that. And then I want to dig a little bit more into how you actually got this deal off the ground as someone with no experience syndicating multifamily apartment complexes. And it sounds like what you did is you partnered with some more experienced sponsors on this deal, which, by the way, for anyone who is thinking about getting into syndicating real estate, is a great way to get started without needing to have everything figured out yourself. So, yeah, Donato, I'd love to hear a little bit more about how you put this deal together with some partners and how you got into this space as a co-sponsor and now as a sponsor by yourself.
Yeah, so basically what happened was I was going to people in the industry in this education group and asking what it is about your process do you currently dislike the most. And they'd say, well, finding the deals, doing the deal analysis, doing the market research to make sure it's a good area, all that takes a lot of time. Like, great, I can do that for you. So after work, I'd come home and I'd look at deals, sign up on email lists, and start getting them through us. And with my small team we put together, we'd be looking at deals every single day, meet, split up the work, and get it done until the point where we think we'd find a deal that meet the right criteria. And we would go to some of these sponsors in the industry and say, hey, I think I found one that makes sense for you. And they'd look at it and they'd tell us, no, it doesn't make sense for these reasons. So then we'd adjust our model, go back, do it again, find a new one. And they'd say, hey, okay, this one's closer, but no, for these reasons. So then we adjust again, and we did that almost 100 times over the course of 4 months. And so finally, after this time of looking, watching videos, talking to them, getting beaten down with all the no's, eventually we found one that had met their criteria, and they told us, well, clearly you guys aren't going away. So let's take a look at it. And they said, actually, this one makes a lot of sense. Let's take a look at it. And so we did. And so they worked with us on making sure the underwriting got checked by their own guy and looking at, okay, who's going to raise the money for this? And then helping us negotiate our letter of intent or LOI until they said, hey, we're feeling really good about this. The money raising is put together. The underwriting looks good. The deal looks good. We're going to go ahead and help you put an offer on this. And so we did. And then they helped us negotiate with the brokers until finally we won the deal. And so my team was responsible for finding the deal, putting it the front end together, really working the acquisition. And we partnered with people who are more experienced than us as we helped kind of shadow them on the money raising part of the deal. Same with the actual asset management until we actually closed it. And then it's been like that ever since.
That's great. And there's, again, there's a lot in that story that's worth highlighting. It's the classic entrepreneurship model of finding the pain points out there that other people are experiencing and then solving for those pain points. So I love that. And as part of that classic model of entrepreneurship, adjusting and iterating because you're not going to get it right the first time. You never get it right the first time. Sometimes it takes 90 no's before you get to that first yes, and that's okay. That's part of entrepreneurship. And lastly, I liked that you came at this. This is something worth noting for anyone who's interested in getting into syndications as a GP, as a sponsor, is that it's often easier to learn a skill set. You can learn a skill set relatively quickly if you invest a lot of time in doing so. It can take longer to build a network of investors, but you don't have to figure out every component of this. You can partner with other people who have a network of investors. You can partner with co-sponsors to raise capital. So, focus on what you can learn in a relatively short period of time. And then partner for the rest of it. And that's totally fine. So, Donato, I love all of that. How can people connect with you? And tell us, so you sponsor deals. I want to hear how people can connect with you if they're interested in investing with you. But then also, tell people how they can connect with you and your software platform, Bright Investor.
Yeah, so Bright Investor is designed for the person who's not a full-time real estate investor, or if they are, they're trying to scale their business more effectively. And it's to help you find great deals in great areas across the country in seconds. Everything from choosing a market to running the numbers on your deal, we do on this platform. And that can be found at brightinvestor.com. It's totally free to sign up. There's no credit card required to check us out. So you can go to that website. And if you're interested in talking with me about multifamily, about syndication, investing, learning to become an active operator, learning how to be more passive, you can check out my website, which is donatocallahan.com, DONATOCALLAHAN. And I have links to book some time with me and we can get connected.
Awesome. Well, Donato, thank you so much for coming on today. And guys, if you enjoy these quick, focused conversations that we have, please rate and review the show. Makes a world of difference to us. And on that note, we will catch you on the flip side. Want the cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits of real estate without becoming a landlord? You've heard of REITs and real estate crowdfunding, but you probably don't know much about 5 other ways to invest passively in real estate. So we put together a free video course for you to show you how to consistently earn 15% plus returns from 5 lesser known hands-off ways to invest in real estate. And even more importantly, we'll keep risk front and center in that whole discussion. Because really, what's the point of investing for high returns if you also take on high risk, right? So visit sparkrental.com/free to take our free course. Each video is snackable at 10 to 15 minutes long, and the entire course takes less time than watching a movie. Looking forward to chatting with you from within the course.